Alright, welcome back. So, as our little bit of a recap from last time, we started off still in the city of Jigao last time, and woke up to one of the elders who informed us that they had had some very cognitive, very premonition like dreams that had been interpreted by the oracles to be some kind of modern factual relevance to events that could or should or may transpire. And so he came to the group that had won and received that, what we found out to be a vestige of divergence, a very powerful artifact from ancient times, in the caves. The elder said that, he was disturbed by these dreams, and it really needs to be something figured out at the very least as to what's going on, or what, where these came from, or any information they possibly could. So he pointed the adventurers towards the city of Bazazan. Bazazan being one of the actual original center points for the calamity, where the betrayer gods laid waste to much of this, to Joros in general, of this entire area. And so that has been a kind of a central breeding point for things coming through demonic gateways, through just big nasty beasts and things that have survived and lived in the harsh environments, and an actual repository of knowledge where they're still actively archaeologically digging and going through the temples and the like from that era to try to get any information, or try to see if there's any way to stop or reverse, or even, to some extent also maybe gain power through anything that they find there. The city of Bazazan itself is mostly a military outpost, as it is inherently dangerous in the barbed fields in general, but Bazazan specifically is home to a demonic gate. And it is, most things on the other side are mostly kept at bay, but every now and then some things come through, so the military contingent patrols and guards to protect the greater area from things getting out. The group was introduced to a couple of other adventurers who joined the party, and as they were trusted friends of the elder, and they all began going south. Our group of rivals in the previous day's competition was nursing a bit of a hangover in the morning, but said that they were likely to follow you, or at least go in that direction to aid. They felt like they were somehow connected, and it was worth joining along to investigate. We haven't seen them since that point in the morning, but we're under the assumption that they left either after or sometime not too far behind the adventures themselves. We left. We had a decent day's travel. Nothing seemed to come about. And then on the second day, we encountered one of the Aurora Watch patrols that were headed back towards the city of Jigao from one of their patrolling runs, who were engaged with a very large frog-like demon called a Hezru, and the party joined in with those veteran guardsmen to defeat that foe. And that's kind of where we left off. We actually had just defeated it. Relatively safety amongst everyone. There were no the tactics that they had of surrounding it and pinning it together, and then everyone kind of picking at it from afar, even though it was extremely tough and it was hard to actually get in any real damage on it, enough aggregate to wear it down eventually so it could be slayed. And then that's where we left off. So I'm going to turn it over to you folks from there.
Kazrin is very interested. Did the demon just fall over dead, or did he turn into demonic blue?
One thing that it kind of depends on the demonic species, but it is known that they often do not stay in the material world. Since they're from another plane, they're in some ways are drawn back to it even in death. But not all of them do so with flash and flare. Sometimes it takes a long time, or maybe just their essence. As of yet, it's still a corpse on the ground.
I'm kneeling over it, and I look up to the guard, and I just ask, how often are these things coming about?
We've fought Hezru before, but they're a pretty uncommon sight, even in the barbed fields. Out here, this far along the Emerald Loop, making it here, this is a rare sight.
I give a slightly concerned look to Balasar. I want to get a little stick and maybe get a little demon blood in a little vial just to keep wizard things.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Yeah,
touch it
it's
though.
very viscous and it's black. But in a way, it's like it more like a slime than it is blood, and it is very, very dark black.
While you're down there, can you retrieve my arrow?
I lean over to her and I say, I think it best that you leave that to him. Leave that one where it lies.
As you see, we had like the weekend at Bernie's arrow through the head kind of thing, so it's in one eye, out the other, right across the front of its face.
Yeah, I'll try to pull that arrow out, and that's what I'll use to drip that blood into my vial. And then I just sort of hand her the arrow with like an eye and goop just dripping off the tip.
I squint and cover my nose area with my forearm and back away. Stench is probably still terrible.
Oh, it is. It is no better in death than it was in life.
I'll keep this as a trophy.
I call out to the warriors. I say, are any of you wounded?
Nothing more than a bit of rest and a bit of ale won't fix.
Are you traveling back to the city next, or does your patrol continue on in a different direction?
We'll need to report to the city first, be debriefed, and then our next duty rotation starts in a couple of days.
Think you might need something a bit stronger than ale after that encounter.
Just one of them just here.
I shoot a glance toward what's her name, Thena, and try to, just with my facial expressions, whatever a lizard man can do. Are we going to accompany them, basically? Well,
Accompany the guards?
Yeah. Are we going to accompany them back to the town, or are we going to let them do their thing and we just do our thing?
I think they should be able to handle getting back to Jigao. We didn't see anything on the way here.
No, they're not going to Jigao. They're going to... Are they?
Yeah. They were headed. They were headed. Yeah, you were going out of the city, and they're heading back to the city.
Oh! I thought they came from Bazazan.
No.
Okay, my bad. That doesn't make any sense then.
Unless you want to go backwards.
I definitely don't want to.
Yeah,
they should be able to handle making it back. We didn't pass anything
About what
on our
time of
path.
day is it, Drad?
It was like midday, like mid. Well, not even just midday, like mid-afternoon. Like you could, let's say, like 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
And these guys gave us some money, right? They did already. That already happened.
That did happen, yes.
I pat one of them on the back and I say, safe travels to you. We have a long ways to go. And I just start walking off slowly.
Did we investigate the demon corpse? for loot or anything interesting?
And we got an arrow and some blood.
No, no. It is not. It is monstrous in that it doesn't wear clothes or have pockets or any of those things. But no, there was no deep inspection taking place. Although I would like Thena to roll an investigation check when you get your arrow.
Investigating the arrow.
Mm-hmm.
And remind me how to do that.
So open your character sheet. It's in the skills tab.
Mm-hmm.
And then find investigation and then double click the little D20 on the far right side of... Yeah. Excellent. Okay, so it is not hard to notice, but as you know, it has been covered in that black ichor blood. When you look at it, you can see that even on the arrowhead itself, there's little bitty pits that were not there before.
Interesting. So the blood is somewhat corrosive to metal?
It seems
Seemingly?
that way.
What are we storing the blood in?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Kazrin, you may want to be careful with that vial. Make sure it doesn't get smashed or broken.
Hey man, I've seen Clash of the Titans. I know what happens when they dribble the blood on the rocks and the scorpions. You gotta be careful.
I'd let the guards know. I'm just going to send a raven that way, but since they're going back to Jigao, that there may be another group coming this way, led by Janasi. The big tall guy will be with them. May want to give them a heads up of what they may find on the road.
Yep. It is our duty to warn those en route that there are dangers afoot, particularly this far. Most people treat this area of the journey nonchalantly, but seems that is no longer possible.
Since this blood seems to be able to corrode metal, we wouldn't want anyone to accidentally stumble into it. Should we dispose of the corpse in some way?
I yell over my shoulder, "Burn it!"
What if its fumes cause an explosion?
I'm far away. Let's go.
You know, the drow. There's several humans, orc, and a drow. The drow kind of turns to you and says, yes, I think that there's something to be said about that. Usually we leave it for the wilds, and the wilds will take it. But this is not meant to be the wilds, so burning it should suffice. We'll take care of that.
Sounds good. Well, may as well get some distance while we still have light.
You'll hear Kazrin go, here boy, and you'll see a raven just kind of pop out. I want to send him up and just want him to kind of do a fly in the direction we're going and see if it sees any other. I mean, big demons like this should stick out a little bit.
All right, so mid-afternoon on the second day, we've got the raven in the skies as a bit of a lookout, and we begin returning to our trek south along the Emerald Loop towards those crossroads with the Hallowed Path. The rest of the day goes uneventful. You find camp for the evening and make your rest. Let's see. We had already said that the rest would go also uneventful, so you'd wake up on now what is the beginning of the third day.
I would just for future reference be casting my I'm looking it up. Alert? I think it's alert. As a
Alarm?
alarm, yeah, every night before we
You have that as ritual.
As a watch out, right?
yeah, as a ritual.
Yep. And so the alarm is basically like the magical version of putting tin cans on a string around a camp.
Yes.
Okay.
And Drad, when I'm meditating, is that restful for me, or is that like before rest or something?
You are not an elf. You are a lizard. Let me think. So it can be a rest, but you still require sleep.
Okay.
So
I was just trying to figure out if
6 to
I
8 hours is considered necessary for the races that need sleep. 6 to 8 hours is still considered mandatory without potentially gaining at least exhaustion.
Okay.
Elves are a bit different because they actually have just a trance, which is a meditative trance. It isn't sleep, and they don't need nearly as much of it as most other races. There's a couple of other races that have some special rules there.
Okay, I imagine that I take my meditation like early in the morning instead of like first thing. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I take second watch.
You gonna take second watch? Okay. Yeah. The so that second night goes by. You had found a pretty decent place to stay. It's actually rather somber. They're and peaceful. There's no even the winds, which had been kind of seemed like they were trailing you as you were walking south. That they'd started to pick up and be a bit of a nuisance. Nothing hindering, just hot air that's annoying, and they seem to have died down and had a very restful evening. And the third day begins. You set off again on your trek.
Why can't I see the map? Do I have something turned
Oh,
off
I
somewhere?
have to. You could
Who
probably
sees
find it in the images, but I'll share it
I
since I
found
have it
it
open.
in the images.
There it is.
There's this one, which is the overview map.
We haven't gotten to where this is the third day. We're thinking about 1 box per day kind of thing.
Pretty close, yeah.
Okay.
So we're nearing the grove of trees.
By the time you make it to the end of the day, yeah, like you
Yeah,
would have entered
yeah.
the grove of trees.
The end of third day. Roughly. Right.
I was just trying to think, kind of where you are. Yeah, maybe the middle of the third day, something like that. Yeah, pretty close.
Wait, have we set out on the third day yet?
Yeah, that's what we're just kind of at that point.
Just
So I was just
now,
seeing if
okay.
there's anything that you wanted to do or anything special about the way you treat how you move forward on this day versus normal. Like
The pathway seems to go directly through the grove of trees. Should we subvert around it so that we have better vision?
No, definitely not. We should take advantage of the shade, this heat.
Aren't you a lizard? Aren't you like... Don't you like the heat?
No. I'm a swamp lizard. I like the wet. At least so you can like cool off in the muck.
warm enough so that the blood flows and works, but not oppressive.
Yeah.
Probably safest and quickest along the path.
And so, on this day, are you still sending the Raven forth as you travel? Is that kind of like a normal mode of
Yeah.
operation here? Okay.
Yeah, especially while we're in places where there might be big ass demons.
Yep, sure.
We just won't have the raven's vision through the trees if it's above them. Easier for things to hide.
And
Yeah,
As we approach the trees, can I use the eye for detail
Mm-hmm.
to check for hidden creatures?
what's that?
Yeah, tell me about that. How are you doing that? Or I guess explain what that would look like if anybody was watching you do that.
Probably looking for anything like broken twigs or footprints, kind of running a little ahead of the party to see if there's any evidence of anything passing through ahead of where we're going.
Okay, very good. So it says let's make a perception check then. I believe that's what it asks for. So one thing you do notice that there is, through the path as you approach the forest, uh, the 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 actual path itself, north of the road, if you will, is very well worn. But it's something that you've kind of noticed, off and on, that there really isn't a lot of wildlife even in the more open areas. But as you approach the tree line, you can see that there tends to be a little bit of actual natural animal habitation and some other things that you hadn't really seen out on the open scrub land all that much. The occasional lizard or a few things like that, but here in the forest you can hear birds. You can actually see that there might be some small forest creatures, but it doesn't look like there's anything large that has kind of made its way around, at least not around the path.
So hopefully we won't run into trouble. I don't sense anything big, but maybe we can have some fresh rabbit for dinner.
Ooh, that sounds wonderful. So, as we approach, maybe you want to start looking a little bit for some prey along the way. Maybe someone should, who might be the one kind of looking for that kind of thing, should roll me a survival check. See if we can't find and ascertain any little small prey.
I feel like if I were looking for, I would just point it out to somebody else, but I'll take a look. How do I roll it?
Survival.
Oh, so I was not a hunter.
Keeping my eyes peeled. That was my survival check.
Gringus is also not a hunter and chooses not to participate and just keeps not even just marching, but more like trudging.
I started thinking about some rabbit meat, so I just started looking a little too. But apparently my stomach growls louder than my eyes can see. Give me an investigation check. That'd be different. Can I look for rabbit tracks?
Tracking is a survival skill. That's where
I think this is a berry. Nope, it's rabbit shit.
Drad, you can roll these skills even if you don't have a star in it, right?
That's correct.
Or can you not? Okay.
Yes, there are some times, particularly when it comes to knowledge, where not being proficient would maybe preclude you from being able to roll. But generally speaking, yeah, if you want to do something, you can. Even if you're not trained at it, you could still make the attempt, right?
I got you. Okay.
But things like knowledge history, or knowledge religion, if you're trying to discern something about some ancient religion or some arcane something or whatever, if you aren't trained in that, then it makes no sense for you to be able to roll for that kind of thing. But yeah, usually for things like, this, you can always try. You know, might not be the most trained athlete, but you can still jump over a, puddle, kind of thing. Okay, so like we do approach the forest, and it's light canopied. It's still like in all sense, it's not a jungle. It's not even dense forest that we probably know in real life. It's for a forest. It's still pretty sparse, but it does hold wildlife. And throughout the days, you're kind of keeping an eye out. You manage to spot here and there those couple of animal tracks and a little bit of the survival bits to kind of lead you to where you might actually find a little. And so you manage to catch a couple of small rabbits. Perhaps not enough to fully supplement, like a full meal amongst 5 people, but it's enough that might actually supplement, your dry berry granola bar rations or whatever it is that we've got in our packs.
Been a little poor lately. If I had a bit more gold, I could turn the raven into something that could help us hunt the rabbits a bit better. But right now, he's got to stay a raven.
Alright, so we got quite a few days of travel ahead of us, and I think one thing that we might be able to do is maybe alternate in each person roll die to see kind of how the day goes, and if we might, encounter something, or, any adverse weather effects, any of those kinds of things. I've got some pre-planned stuff, and there's some random stuff. So let's see, who would like to be the first one to roll for this kind of thing? You'll do it first? All right, roll me a D20. Just a D20.
A lot of options there.
15. Okay.
Reanimated zombie rabbits come to take their revenge.
An aside, is there a way to put it like a stick figure on the map?
Oh, so we can sort of like imagine our little position as we go along?
Yeah.
Bloop, bloop. Somebody's doing it.
I can do that. That's not too bad.
Looks like a little happy cloud up there.
All right, yeah. So I'll keep track of our progression as we go, at least to our best idea of where we may be, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we roll a 15. We continue on through the forest. Go ahead.
Okay, sorry. The morning of the 4th day, we're like out of the forest and we can begin to see the mountains in the background.
Yeah, if we get to that, once we get through the 4th day, yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Yep. And so, we're gonna jump ahead a little bit. So we get, through the 3rd day, we make the edge of the canopy. We make through, most of the way through what we expect to be the forest. This is an area that we have at least traversed before, in the history of your characters. So they have some idea of what to kind of expect along this way. You get to a point where it seems that dusk is approaching. Still haven't quite left the forested area yet, but you feel like the progress has been made quite well and quickly. You have no stumbling blocks.
15's a good number.
So here at the end of the third day, you're at the point of choice. Do you press on and travel through the night, or do you camp for the evening?
I'm sure we just go ahead and camp for the evening.
Yeah, let's camp.
It's a full moon. We have much light to see our way.
Yeah, but we're tired. You can rest with your eyes open, but we can't.
Fine. I guess we'll camp.
You set up camp for the evening. You find, as this is a part of the mainstay of the road, there are quite a few cleared areas specifically for this, so you don't really have to hunt down suitable camping terrain or anything like that. And so you set up camp. You cook your rabbits, have your fine meal, take your watch rotation, and make it through the night without any distress. So now
This
we
would
wake
taste better with shine.
Now we prepare to wake up on the fourth day. So we begin the trek again, and it is just treachery to a point. Make it back through. It is not quite midday, so you actually made some pretty good time through this area, better than you may have expected. And so sometime before lunch, you actually make it out of the canopied area into the open, where you can see the mountains off to your left.
Sorry. Are these mountains tall enough to be like snow-capped, or are they just like dangerous cliffs and crags and not really passable kind of terrain stuff?
A mix of both. I mean, there's a whole lot of they're very razor rock kind of mountains themselves. But there, as you kind of get away from the edge, there are some that would be snow capped towards the middle of the range of mountains. But along the edge of the road, there is a lot of sheer cliff faces.
Oh, the road is close enough to the mountains to be like.
Well, that you can see
yeah.
it anyway, but even
In the distance,
even though it's
okay, I
not,
gotcha.
yeah, it's still off it is still pretty far off in the distance.
It's not like somebody would roll a rock down on us or something.
No, you're not.
Okay.
Yeah, you're not traveling along the base of a cliff. You're
Okay, I gotcha.
You're
Don't
10,
get the DM ideas.
Yeah. You're 10, 15, 20 miles from the cliff faces, but they're tall enough that even at that distance, it's pretty visible to see what kind of structure they might have. All right, so Kazran rolled for day 3. Who wants to roll for day 4?
Zeb will. I mean, Brutus. Uh-oh.
7.
Don't look at me that way.
Well, it's not necessarily that lower is worst. It's probably
It is
rolling
not.
from a table.
I
so-
will. Yep. I will give you that much. It might be more often higher is better, but it is not. It is not a direct 1-to-1 spectrum. Alright, so we've made our way, like I said, before lunch, out of the canopied area. We see the mountains on the left. We continue our trek to the south. At this point, the road does start to move west a little bit, to kind of to stay a little clear of some of those mountains. You make your way until what you might consider like late afternoon, 5, 6, maybe pushing 7, that kind of time frame. Not yet dusk at this in this area of the world, but getting only a couple of hours at most from it. And as you kind of make note of this point in time, you hear some wild yelling off in the distance, accompanied by some growls and roars.
Does the yelling sound like they're chasing something, or that they're running away, like help kind of yellings? Can we distinguish? Is it distress or battle cry?
Roll me an insight. Roll me an insight check.
Can I roll the insight check?
You can as well, yeah.
I mean, if you are doing the same thing he is doing.
Well, I feel like the question was probably more directed at me.
I think that both of you are pretty clear that it sounds distressful.
Then I would do what I would normally do in this situation and hurry my pace up to charge in this. I was like, sounds like someone's in trouble. Let's go! And then I hurry off in that direction.
So eager to prove his worth.
I send a message to Balasar, like, this fucking guy.
I guess we better save his ass.
It isn't long as you start is the sounds had clued you in that there is something afoot, and then the sound of distress. You make your way south around a little bend where there's like a dip in.
I lost the sounds. Are they still playing, or did something happen to me?
Crashed.
Oh no!
And it was good music too going on.
Yeah, how do I rejoin it?
Oh yeah, mine crashed.
We all crashed. Oh man, you missed the track. I'll stop it so that you don't get no spoilers.
I heard drums.
I heard drums and then it went away. I think I'm in again. Oh, just what we need. Big cat.
No, that might make a fine meal.
So you round kind of like a bend that's naturally curved around a dip in the open area. As you kind of go down this like little bit of hill and around it a little bit, you can see riding a large moorbounder. I'll get you a picture here in just a second. Is a tiefling who is being chased by two large feral bristled moorbounders. And they seem to have, in a way, like there's only two of them, but they are kind of pincering a bit, keeping him from going in around this bend. So give me a moment, and I shall show you what we're talking about.
That's the mounts they used in the actual Critter Pro, ain't it?
It is, yes.
Oh, sexy mounts.
Okay, so let me start by opening the generic grassland map.
It is currently blank to us, which may be intended.
Pretty sure Brutus made it a little further ahead of us than that.
I'm just dragging them onto the thing yet.
Oh yeah, I'd definitely be more back.
Oh my.
Oh, there's three of them.
One of them's riding one, and there's two feral ones. Something's riding one.
That's correct.
Now the thing riding it, what does it look like? Is it... Okay, large beast, okay.
So these are the moorbounders that I showed the picture of.
That's the rider.
Well, that's what it linked to, but that can't be right. Because it's a tiefling. That's not a tiefling, that's an elf.
Yeah. And so that looks familiar.
So I thought I had one at the ready, but I do not have a good picture of a tiefling. But just for the record, a tiefling is a humanoid that is the opposite of an Asimar, which an Asimar is a celestial being intermixed with human DNA, and then a tiefling is a demon-oriented mixed with human DNA. And so they are usually either red or blue is probably the most common colors as the color of their skin, and they usually have small horns that are more ornamental that kind of come out of their head in some way. But they are humanoids, and they are integrated. So just because they have demon blood doesn't mean they're evil or any of that kind of stuff. And they are integrated into society. They are technically a playable race. So just so that you're aware of what that is. And then this tiefling is, yes, riding on the back of one of these large cat beasts called a moorbounder. As these two come into play. So, as you run upon the site, I'd like everyone to roll initiative.
Get how to do that. Remind me when.
It's on the main tab, and it's the init right next to AC and stuff.
That's not good.
Oof.
Hey, that's me kind of roll.
Oh, it
What
is.
was this? What was the sound of the thing that they're chasing?
This.
I thought you said that it sounded like they were chasing something. That there was a cry of distress.
Oh, I think that's the rider is in distress.
It is the rider, yes. So
Oh.
that appear like, given as you round the bend, that is your immediate assumption.
I see.
Is that would have been the source. Although you could not see it until after you rounded the bend, and you can kind of see the rider maneuvering their giant cat, similar to like a horse, that might be someone being chased on a horse that's being cornered in a spot. So they're kind of whipping at reins back and forth and trying to get them to maneuver around as these two large cats are cornering it, trying to corner it.
I see.
Okay, so you can see as soon as you come around the corner, this rider spots you immediately, and you can hear the tiefling yell out, "Thank the gods!" and reaches down and pats the neck of the large beasts before spurring it forward.
Not towards us, but away.
And with a leap, you can see that the beast moves at incredible speed as it takes off in a dash that's almost hard to track, as it moves so fast that you had to actually swing your head, and it's almost difficult to move your head fast enough as it darts laterally to your vision. And it takes off in a very like just as most like a way to get away. That's pretty obvious that it's trying to just get out from in between them. And then as it gets a little bit of away, you can see the rider kind of lean and then pull, and then it starts to loop around.
Oh, so he's not just leaving. Oh wow, that was a lot of move. Okay.
Cavalry, baby.
And then as it, like, I mean, we're talking about a wide arc, like off the map. It took a wide arc, so we're talking crazy amounts of movement here. As it darted off and then off the map and around until it curved, and then it kind of comes up parallel to you as like the front line. Greetings, travelers. Can you help? Is it, or do I leave you to it?
Do I know anything about these creatures? Do I have ever heard of these things? I'm trying to assess our odds.
They are commonly used as mounts, but they're also, just like Mustangs. There's quite a few feral ones out there, and they are dangerous. There's no doubt about that.
I just asked, were you trying to tame them?
Wrong place, wrong time.
Kazim's got a real bad idea in his head that he's known to have.
Is there a right place for my axe?
I was coming around the bend, and they literally leaped off the top. I barely avoided their landing right on me, and it's been a chase ever since. Thank gods you're here.
Maybe try to kite one. We'll see what we can do.
So are you here to help or not?
We are here to help.
I guess we're here to help.
Of course, save the maiden in distress.
Are you sure he's not a paladin?
I don't know.
It's probably the best answer, because the easiest prey is the slowest, and I'm faster than all of you.
And I'm faster than all of them. Haha.
Don't have to be faster than them, I just have to be faster than you.
Well, shall we make a plan of action for how to kill these fast?
I mean, I already have a plan.
Of course you do.
I'm trying to like get their attention, and I'm preparing to dodge while my companions whittle away at them. That's what I'm preparing.
So the first thing you see is like as this big cat that has the rider on it darts, makes this big circle. You can see that they kind of hunker down. The enemy ones do. They hunker down and spin, and then you can kind of see their head lies low, their muscles tense, and then as it starts to ride, as soon as it starts to like curve back around, one of them leaps mid-air to intercede. Landing right next to the rider as it so even without a running start, yeah, I can jump up to 40 feet from a standing position. You can see that as it lands on its pounce, it tries to rake the cat with its tusk. As it as like almost like a goring attack, at the same time as it's landing with both, almost like an overhead slam with like if you had two fists held together as you're trying to slam someone, but with raking claws, simultaneously trying to go for the rider.
Mysterious shadow die.
Those razor-like tusks, as it's right up on you, you can see that these feral ones have very bristly, not just fur, like it's not just fur, but there's also like the hide underneath the fur is almost rigid and sharp, and so it's like it has not spines but actual ridges that are
These
almost
the
like
mean
blades.
version. These are the badass version.
And the tusks, they come out and just like normal tusks do, but on one side they're almost like incisor teeth that are jagged and almost like a blade themselves as well. So it's not just puncture, but they actually are sharp kind of all along the length of them as well. And so it's going to do its claw attack.
Oof. Ow.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
You can hear as as the Moorbounder lands on the tiefling and its mount, goring the beast and raking the scout right across its chest. It immediately goes down, slumps, and then just kind of falls to the ground off to the side. The mount roars loudly, and not just from the damage it took, but as it sees its compatriot fall, you can see that it is wounded more than just the gore. Balazar, you're up first.
Immediately summon thine echo. Next to Lickety.
I see 3 echoes.
Yeah, wait, gotta put one on the board for me, I guess. I don't have it.
I have to make sure I drag it from the combat tracker. It won't apply effects correctly. So this is the right one.
That's the one I can't move.
You should be able to move it now.
Nope, just moves my entire window when I try. Nope. You can move it because you own it. I do not.
I can move it because I'm the GM.
No,
How do I target something?
Control click it.
I think I have to do something different. All right, try.
or what? Hey, that's a card. That's a Nogustronsky.
I don't know why, but either way, it's there. Tell me if we need to do something, and then do it.
Yeah, I don't know why I removed my character moved. Right. I'll take a big old swing at the Echo. Or at the kitty cat. What? Y'all seen that, right? It was like 17. And I was like, I don't have extra attack yet.
Why did it say automatic miss?
This is
A
one.
1 is an automatic miss on an attack. A 20
Well, I just
is
thought
an
it. I thought it
automatic
said.
hit.
I thought it said 7 there. Or was it
Yeah,
just
I did
adjusted
it.
up to 7?
It's 1 plus 6.
I got you.
And it's my turn, I guess. Boop. Arr, speedy cat! I don't know if
Riv is briefly AFK. Told me to tell you. I'll be right back.
It is her turn.
Yes, so she's AFK, so I will just wait, I guess. Okay, she's back.
Okay, sorry.
It's your turn.
Yes.
What happened was, Balasar asked his Echo to hit it, and his Echo was like facing the wrong way. Maybe it had some kind of accident or something.
And it swiped absolutely nothing. No, it's more likely to be that It was in the right area, but the cat just kind of
Dodged it.
dodged it. 'Cause it is very agile.
Can I use insightful fighting to shoot an advantage bow? Gain the ability to decipher the opponent's tactics so I know how it's gonna move, so that I can aim true.
Yeah, that's
Wisdom check.
yeah, I think it's a insight specifically check.
Insight? Okay.
So that's the
Insight.
bonus. Yeah. Okay, versus its deception. Natural 20 from the on its deception at a -3 to its ability takes it to a 17. So it is, you know, it is feral. You know that it is an enemy. It is clearly on the offensive, but its movement is somewhat erratic and difficult to place.
Okay, so I can still move.
You can. So that was your bonus action, and you
Right.
still have your regular action as well.
Okay, so I'm gonna move behind Balasar and hide behind his 10-foot frame.
You will not be able to hide this turn,
Right.
but that is something you could do with a bonus action in a future turn
Okay,
from that position. Yep.
so I'll stand behind Balasar and kind of just look out from under his elbow and shoot at it.
Use him as cover. Yep.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Very good.
So then I
So
which
you
one
do
do I
a
click?
You would do a regular. So once he's targeted, so you have large beast. Yeah. So you have a target. Then you roll the attack part of your bow
That one, right?
to see if you hit another natural one. Auspiciously moving target.
And then I hit the bottom arrow thing. Turn complete.
That's right. Yep.
You're muted. He moves fast.
Okay, he's got.
I like how we're all setting up to fight this one, and the other one is still
It's gonna
waiting to pounce on somebody.
kick somebody in the butt.
So he's going to use his bonus action to summon his little turret. And then the little turret will pulse. Eldritch Cannon will pulse and give people some temporary hit points. Ooh, maximum temporary hit points. To him, Kazrin, Balazar, and Athena. Okay, so he'll do that. Just see if that takes a bonus action or a real action. That's what I was trying to see. Oh, action. So that's all they can do for this turn. An action to summon it, and then bonus action to make it pulse. Then it's
Where are
Catherine's
those
turn.
drums coming from?
the same place the harp's at. It's a little pocket dimension that you have following you around that narrates all the things that are happening with music. They can't interact with this plane other than through soundwave.
So I'm kind of throw my right hand in there and then point towards it, and a 5-pound rock that is laying somewhere is going to kind of float up into the air and hopefully smash into him.
Okay, yeah.
Incoming natural 1.
He did not roll very well. The beast, so this one's a save, so actually natural 1 would have been in your favor this time. But he rolled particularly poorly, so he gets bludgeoned with a giant rock.
Ow.
Nice.
Back my
That seemed to work.
wizard ass back over here a little bit.
Easier to hit him with a rock than an arrow.
Flop. You see the large beast far away, slightly slower than the other one. You can see him watching the movements of everyone, sees that they're kind of start to surround his friend, and then after just 2 or 3 super quick strides, he leaps. So 2 or 3 strides, he leaps.
Wow.
All the way to here. When he lands, he is pointing tusks first at Brutus, but he's swiping the Echo with his claws. The tusks find a purchase.
Ah.
You do manage to move just a little so that it's not the most effective that the tusk goring could have been. But it still hurts. It hurts quite a bit. And the Echo, as the claw kind of comes through it, you can just kind of see wispy vapors as the cat's swipe kind of goes right kind of through the edge, but it doesn't actually seem to damage the Echo.
Brad, just mechanics-wise, I had intended to use a dodge for my action, but since I didn't get initiative, I didn't get a chance to ready that action, I guess.
That is correct. Yep.
I got you, okay. Well, now it makes no sense since I'm going last to dodge.
Right. Yep. Had you had the ability, to do so, all 3 of the cats really kind of had the jump on. You come around the corner, and then here they go darting around, darting real fast. So you didn't have time to react, to even get yourself into a proper stance before they're all flying through the air, swiping at everybody.
All right, well, I don't know what my chances of pulling one of these prone by the tusks is, but that's my current plan.
Okay. Yep.
I'm gonna target a different one. I'm gonna target this one that just hit me since I'm vengeful. And
Let's have a go of it.
wait, did I get the? I want this one.
That's the wrong one, I think. Still targeting the other.
How do I
this one.
untarget him?
Same thing.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
I think I got it. Okay. So I'm targeting him, and my plan is to. mean, ability-wise, I'm just going to do 3 unarmed attacks on him, but I'm going to use a key point to try to pull him prone with his tusks or something. And I'm imagining that I'm sort of charging at him, giving him some kind of I don't know, like a backhand, and then spinning around like in a cartwheel, grabbing his tusks and trying to flip him over with my weight. I know he's a lot bigger than me, and so it makes no sense. But that's what I'm trying to do.
Well, if with enough momentum, right?
Yeah.
If you go fast enough, that momentum adds up. So, from a mechanical sense, right? You use your action to make your first attack. Okay, so that one. That one's just a regular attack. Yeah, so that's your action is to make your unarmed attack. That's from a mechanical sense, and then your bonus action you're using flurry of blows. You're using your key point so that you get 2 attacks for your bonus action instead of 1, and then your ability says whenever you use a key point for something like this, then you get to do your knockdown, prone, push, all that kind of stuff.
Okay, here's the first attack, which was not so good.
It was very quick. So you've built the speed, but you did not land the blow. Not in a way that seemed to hurt it anyway.
Spin the key point, and I'm gonna try. Do I just do another martial arts attack now?
Yep. Now you can just do the attack. Yep. So that's
that was better.
There we go. So this one hits. So do the damage. Okay. Ooh, max damage, 8 on the hit. Okay, then now you can try the effect. So we have built 2 different saves in your action tab there. One for
I don't remember how to open it. Here we go.
Under the flurry of blows. One for
oh, there it is.
Prone,
one for dex and one for string.
And then the strength was to push them back.
I'm gonna try to make them prone. I know that's probably not their best plan here, but pushing them back doesn't seem very good either, so I'm gonna try prone.
Ooh, and also rolling particularly poorly. It is big, and so despite its agility, it isn't. It's very fast, but it's not. It's still not all that because of its size, its dexterity isn't considered to be that high. And so yeah, it goes prone. So now you can take the prone bit and then lay it over the top of it.
And now I get one more attack, right?
Yeah, do the prone first though. Do the prone first.
Oh, how do I do that?
So that's where underneath where it says the DC whatever, there's the effect. Prone, blah blah blah. So you can either just click it, and I think that'll work.
I think I did. Did that work? To large beast?
Yes, there it is. Yep. So you have it is now prone. So if something's on the ground, melee attacks against them have advantage, and then ranged attacks have disadvantage. So that's something to keep to be. It'll do it automatically, but just note from a.
I don't have to click advantage or anything. I can just now attack my last attack.
Yep, and it'll do it automatically.
And this is like I've pulled him prone with an amazing lizard monk thing, and now I'm gonna try to kick him in the throat or something.
Yep, and then it did the advantage automatically. Yep. For again max damage.
Well, there we go.
These attacks seem to be effective.
That's my turn, I guess.
That's cool. And you go first on the next round.
That'll teach him.
Now that you're like overcome the shock of being like, holy, what is this going on? It's go time, and you're full focused battle mode. Quick like lightning.
I'm gonna try to press my advantage here and give him like use a key point again to give him like 3 quick jabs.
Okay.
And try if I don't know if he's able to get up soon. I don't know the mechanics of that, but if I'm able to like keep him prone.
he can use his move. So to get up from prone takes half of your movement. But you can do that as a part of your movement on your turn. And so he goes about halfway down, if you can see the combat. He's large beast 1 on the combat tracker.
So making him more prone doesn't. I can't like.
Yeah. It's like
I got it. So I'm just gonna. I'm just gonna
attack. You're
attack.
not pregnant.
I'm just gonna attack 3 times then. Okay. Here's the first one. Miss. Here's the second.
Ooh, this one strikes. Yeah, this one lands. Good. Again, max damage. Okay. Little
And this is
cheatery.
the
Yeah,
last
go
one.
ahead. And this one also hits. Excellent. No, not quite max. So yeah, you're basically like the Chinese kung fu movies, right? You walk up and go like they do against the little wooden pillars that have the little offshoots, and they're just like you know, and like slapping it like. So that's what you walked up as. The first one didn't have a lot of momentum. It landed, but it didn't really hurt it. But then you got your body moving and got some good momentum in the next two, and they landed real hard. So.
Excellent. All right, so I think that's me.
Just make sure you use your key point for your.
I did. I checked 2. Oh no, I didn't. Just kidding. 2 points off.
Mm-hmm. And then it's Catherine's turn again.
Okay, a couple quick things. How much would I be able to estimate how much these things may weigh?
You can certainly try.
Make an investigation.
Investigation. That's imp based. Yeah, sure. Let's go with that. More specifically, do I think that's over 500 pounds?
Yeah.
Yes.
But
This this is a
Size of a horse.
Yeah, a large tiger is like a large adult male tiger is like 700 pounds according to Google at the kind of the top end, and these are bigger than them, bigger than those.
I've never really thought about how much a horse would weigh, but I guess horses are big.
Quarter horse is like 1,000 pounds, I think.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, about a 1K to 1,200. So.
Okay. See, Catherine has a thought, and he dismisses it because he's smarter than me. So instead, I will try a catapult at level 2 this time. I'm gonna just focus to the one who's most injured.
Okay, so as a
You'll
note,
have disadvantage. He's prone.
is it that yours is a reflex save and not a ranged attack, right? For that.
Oh.
Correct. It's a save.
Okay, so
Oh.
save. Yeah, so it's not, since it's not considered an attack. It's more, rather than him picking up and throwing the rock, it's more like a magical boulder appears out of the air, you know, and like falls on it kind of thing, and it has to dodge out of the way more so than it's not his aiming. It's the cat's dodging is the key factor. That's the difference here. But yes, you may do so. And he also rolls poorly again. He's not done very well on his deck saves.
Hold on, I need to edit this real quick. 'Cause I'm doing it at,
Oh, level 2. Does it add 1d8 to it?
yeah.
No, triple ones.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
no!
Fucking shit horde. Okay.
That is unlikely.
Don't speak about your mother that way.
That is unlikely.
It's like that boulder I picked up was like half mud, and I'm really just annoyed about it.
Just cracked over him and shattered.
Alright. This other area, yeah, I'll just kind of want to stay out of sight as much as I can.
Out of sight, out of mind. Out of sight, out of mind. Okay, so this is the mount for the rider, who you can see that the mount has put itself between the other cat and its slain master as he's kind of hunkering down and backing up, trying to kind of be over the top of his former master a little bit, but he does do so with defensive swipes.
Wait, dying is dead, or
No, he's well. He looks dead, or he looks like he's dying. He's mechanically dying. He is not dead, but the beast would not know the difference.
okay.
Okay, so it can do that. It is not quite as. That is all it can do, though. Yeah, it's not quite as. The Faroans are a little more dangerous than the tame ones. Let's see here. Okay, so the large beast. So now it has the opportunity to. So this one's not the one that's on the ground. So this is the one that was fighting. So it's gonna stand. Let's see, what's he gonna do? So it is going to whip its body, like the actual, like almost ram with the side swipe of its body into the echo as it turns around. Let's see. It took damage. Okay, so I would like. Let's see. Balazar, it's at your echo, but roll me a dex save. For your echo. 6. Okay, so it's going to sideswipe its bladed hide into the echo. Killing the echo. And then it's going to turn. Who would anger it the most? It's got to be this. Still got to be the other cat. Okay. Alright, so it gores the other cat a little bit, who is still kind of backing up defensively. And as it's backing up, when it swipes the claw at it, it misses on that one. But you can see that the mount is pretty severely wounded. It probably wouldn't take too many more of those hits, if even another. Alright, then it's the Inster.
Alright, since the one is down on the ground and the other one just turned around to attack the cat, I'm gonna hide behind Balasar and shoot it.
So that's
in the butt.
Stealth for your bonus action. So if you'll roll the stealth to attempt to hide. That's
the stealth skill.
Skill, yeah.
Ooh, nice.
You are confident that it does not perceive you. It can't. It physically can't perceive that. So.
Okay, how do I turn on the sneak the
advantage? Yeah, so click the ADV button under the check over there before clicking the attack like you would normally click the attack.
Okay, and
then if
short
it
bow.
hits, and then if it hits, you apply the sneak attack effect. So you just click that from your action tab before rolling the damage.
Sneak attack.
And then, did it actually add it? Let me see.
Doesn't.
No, it didn't actually add it. Click in that area, but you need to click. So hit the magnifying glass to drop down the thing under sneak attack, and then you'll see the effect. Damage 2d6, blah blah blah, and then there you go.
Okay.
Yeah, there
I
you
got
go.
it there.
Now roll the damage for the short bow. Oh yeah, that
Wait.
hurt it.
Expired? Is that after I rolled? Or did it expire before I rolled?
No, it's got the 2 blue d6s.
Yeah.
So that's your effect, and it says on the effect is coded. It says on the next roll.
Okay.
Use that effect to do more damage.
Okay.
And so
Gotcha.
that's the expired part, is that it's doing it as a
It's
part of
used
the roll.
it. Okay. Okay.
Yep, and then so yeah, you hit it pretty hard actually. 14 damage. And so that is the one fighting the other cat. It is also now considered bloody or heavy damaged.
So now I'm done.
Uh-oh. Nice knowing you, boys.
Okay, so first off, the Brutus, I'm gonna need you to roll a dexterity saving throw. So on your main page.
My main page.
On the right side says saves. Roll 1 for dex. Where it says +6 for you. Okay, yeah, you did quite well. So it's prone on the ground, right? And so it's like cats are pretty adept at doing. It can flip upright very easily, and you can kind of see that as it's flipping upright, it kind of pushes itself forward, ramming you a little, and that you are able to kind of almost matrix maneuver, bend backwards a little, so that when it slams into you, it hurts you a little bit, but you do not take the brunt of that of those ridges of its side he's kind of slamming into you.
Is this a save for half mechanical kind of thing?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Oop! Did not mean to do that. That's still targeted the other dude.
Unkill him.
Unkill him.
Is there an undo?
Whoopsie. Okay, now he is undead. Not that kind of undead, but he is no longer dead. The
You have to re-roll the damage on me or something? Or do you just apply it?
Yeah, I have to apply this. I was rolling it in the chat, but I forgot that I had accidentally targeted something with him on the previous turn. So it's like, oh, you're rolling damage. I'm going to apply it to your target. There we go. The bladed hide hits you for 3, which is half damage. And then he is going to... He's going to take a swipe at you with his claws, and then he's going to try to leap towards that other large cat.
All right.
Ooh, that hit. Okay.
Ow.
Oh, that hurt a lot. Yeah, so that swipe rakes you really hard across your scales, across your chest, and you can see that like they have marred deeply, and they are now open and almost gushing kind of wounds. As he then plants, like as he rakes around, he plants that foot and then leaps forward, tries to gore this way. Now, he did leap away, so he is now he is provoking an attack of opportunity by leaving your threatened space. So all the squares around you, you're threatening. And so it left that threatened area, which means you can use your reaction to get a free attack on it if you want to use your reaction for that.
Well, of course I do. I don't want him to get away and hurt the other cat. Is that now?
Yes, that would be, yeah, so it technically happens as they move away from you, so before he actually even gets there. He's still...
He's midair kind of thing, and I just roll a normal attack?
Yep, roll a normal attack on it.
Nope.
Like you can, like you go to, like almost do some kind of uppercut like kick as it takes and leaps off, and you hit it kind of on its hindquarters, but it's more, since it's forward momentum so far and so fast, you're more almost like pushing it than actually hurting it. And it lands, and then tries to gore, but misses. Okay, so I don't have to re-dead the undeaded beast. Okay, so Gringus is going to heft his spear that he has infused, and he is going to throw it. Ooh, for a natural 20, critical hit. That's cool.
What's the game mechanics for a critical hit?
All dice that are rolled on the damage of a critical hit is doubled. Or you roll double the number of like technically it's coded so that you roll double the number of dice you would have, and then add any normal static modifiers. Those are unchanged. So you see Gringus squat down, raise his shield with one hand, and then just launch his spear, which stabs the big cat in its hindquarters, and it just goes. The magical spear penetrates through that thick hide and pokes out the other side, and then you can see him just kind of hold up his arm, and then open his hand, and then that spear magically teleports back to his hand.
Convenient.
Now it's Balazar's turn.
You know what to do.
13 is now dead.
Yes, 13 just died.
Run up to the kitty. How those grape nuts? And then I summon my echo behind the kitty.
Okay. What the? I don't know how that happened. Can you move that one?
Nope.
What about that one? Can you move that one?
Nope. The only one I could move is one when you share the sheet and I drag it on myself.
Interesting.
It's not slave to me like Ringus's turret is. It doesn't go on the same turn as me. Maybe that's why.
Mechanically, though, should the way in which I give control should still work.
But maybe I can't move it because it's not turn. It's not its
No,
turn.
it doesn't know. It doesn't know those things.
Okay, I don't know.
Yeah, try to put it on there yourself now.
I can do that.
Okay.
And
Let's
it
do
shows
that.
up on the combat board.
Yeah, I put it on the combat tracker and then shared it with you, and then you put the token on there. So either way.
Oh, okay. Okay. This is just alright. So now I attack Duxty. Aha! Avast!
Oh, there we go.
Uh,
You did something.
but at the same time, alright, this is gonna be pretty. As my
How are you
first
gonna do
attack
this?
connects from behind, it also receives another swing from myself.
So like,
Haha!
So, like, you like you and your echo kind of swing opposite but in tandem at it,
Meet in the middle.
and both blades connect simultaneously, tearing it open. Okay, cool. So yeah, that actually then kills the last of the giant cats.
Is there anyone proficient in medicine?
No.
We can try to help out that tiefling. I don't want to waste a healing potion.
It is the tiefling's turn, so they get to roll for their death saves to see if they die.
Has it already failed a couple?
This is his first round.
Second.
Being dead.
This is its second
Oh.
being dead. You would not know if it has failed or succeeded any death saves.
I don't think I have anything.
Oh,
I mean,
can
I
go.
tried to aid him. I rushed to his aid,
Does anyone
ignoring my
have
wounds.
How
a
will you?
healer's? Does anyone actually have a healer's kit?
In inventory?
Nope. I do.
I do not.
Probably would have been a good thing to bring with us.
I thought you bought one at the store, remember?
Not. Nope. I was trying to buy one. He knows how to make a field splint. And he knows how to tie you off with some bandages. With some rag. That's about it. Field medicine, baby.
As I see Brutus start to run over there, unless we're totally in initiative,
We can make it loosey goosey for a moment.
tell him put your weapons down first. Don't go towards it in a threatening manner.
I don't have my weapon out, so.
But your weapons are your hands, so.
Oh,
Nice.
because his cat may attack me, right?
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. Don't wave your bloodied hands, with all the cat blood on it. in front of
Yeah. I said I kind of hurry over there, but I kind of like hold my hands out towards the other cats, like I surrender kind of thing. Hopefully.
So yeah, you're holding your hands out, walking slowly towards, around the cat. You can see the cat is acting defensive for sure. It still is after from
A
before.
wounded animal.
And it itself is wounded, and it's moving its head back and forth. And as you try to calm it down, you're going to walk forward towards it. I need you to roll. Let's see. What would that be?
Animal
charisma,
handling. Is
there is animal handling
wisdom.
on there, right?
Wisdom for me, anyways.
Yep. Animal
Yeah.
hand. Yeah, I was thinking, is it one of the charisma checks or is it? Yeah, but it is.
It
Animal
has its
handling.
own. Yeah.
Not so
Oof.
good.
Oh,
Apparently, whatever action I'm doing just pisses him off.
So as you're walking for it, and it is, defensively trying to guard the rider, you're holding it up and you're kind of trying to walk around it. It is going to lash out with a claw at you.
Uh-oh. You silly beast. Brutus dying. Ow!
oh, we pissed off the kitty.
That hurt a lot. You have 1 hit point left.
Mm.
That's
Wait,
it.
does he only? Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, cat. You don't understand, but you're gonna have to die.
I don't think
You
you
can't kill the cat.
I don't think you can kill.
Why can't I?
It's not
Because
even your
if it
turn.
spits on you, you die.
Well, whose turn is it now? Do I get a
Well, it's
something?
yeah. So you're walking over there. It attacks you. Are you going to use your action?
Attack?
Like if it was your turn, would you use your action to attack it?
You can't
Uh,
kill the cat.
I most certainly
he
can.
might- yeah, it's his character. He can do whatever he wants.
I mean, it's
There's
a
a
it's a
reason.
scared beast. It doesn't mean harm, but I can't let it kill me.
Ooh, a moral dilemma.
You could.
Okay.
go
What I'm
away
gonna
from
do?
it.
What I'm gonna do is I'll try to double down on my attempt, and I kneel down and hold my hands up, to show it that I mean it no harm or something. I'm gonna double down. Try animal handling again.
Okay, so instead of attacking it, you're going to try to calm it one more time. Roll another
Yep.
animal handling check.
Natural 1.
Better. Better.
So I think from a mechanic standpoint, like you kind of have that opportunity to try to peacefully animal handle as you're moving over as part of your movement, that kind of thing. But since it attacked, you're trying to extra reinforce. Please don't, it's okay, don't hurt me. I think that would take up your action to make that extra effort to get that second roll. It does not appear that the cat gives 2 fucks about what you're thinking.
Can I roll my eyes at Brutus's antics and shoot it with a trank dart?
You have a trank dart?
You have a drink dart? Sounds like a no.
You might have regular darts. I doubt you have trank darts. But you are welcome to take some kind of action if you would like to try to calm it down.
Show him how to calm. Show me how to calm the animal, please.
I do have some rope. Can I lasso it with the rope?
Why don't you try to animal handle it? Surely you
'Cause-
can roll better than me.
Yeah,
Can I lasso it
you
with
wanna
the
try
rope?
to lasso it with the rope?
Yeah.
Okay. So you take a moment to kind of tie a quick slip knot at the end of grab your rope out of your pack, tie a quick slip on the end of the rope. If you want to walk forward a little bit, I'd allow you to. I think I'd allow you to kind of throw it on if you want to try to actually lasso like a thrown type of thing. I think if you did it any further away than that, you would probably have disadvantage on it. I think that's close enough that you could probably make a range type attack. If you want to roll like you're attacking with your bow. I know we're not attacking with the bow, but it's the easiest thing. It's got the stats already built into it. It's dex based, so try to attack it with your bow. We're just not doing that. We're using the
Oh, I
rope.
forgot to target it.
If it's on your hotbar, you can just drag it over the creature also.
Yeah, so if you've rolled like this, so this is another thing that's kind of important to you can see. So you have this. Keep clicking things. If you roll it into the chat and something's not targeted, you can click it from the chat, and roll, and then drag it over the thing that you meant to target as well. That is something you can do.
Oh, do I want to have it targeted though? Because I don't shouldn't be actually doing damage.
No. I mean, but just to see if you hit. I can tell you
Oh,
now that a
okay.
9 doesn't hit, but just for mechanics purposes, you can drag that 9 over it to see if it was to hit. And then you could see, oh, now that would... Like, if you had had it targeted when you rolled the attack, it would have checked it against its AC to see.
Okay.
No, you kind of corral it a bit. You can kind of get it there, but it is... maybe you kind of get it around a bit of a tusk as it's moving its head, and then as it kind of drops it, the slip falls off. It doesn't... it does not lasso it. Would anyone else like to take an action?
Hmm.
Kazran, how's your animal handling?
It's probably about as good as my people skills.
So Gringus walks up doing the Crocodile Hunter D thing, right? He's just kind of holding his hand out. He's got like just kind of look at try super hard. So he doesn't say anything. He just walks up, hand out, fingers pointed, kind of right at its eyes. As he's kind of moving that around a little bit. With his other hand, you can see him kind of lowering it, like trying to calm it down. He's not very good at it, but by the look of all things, you can see the big moorbounder lower its head and back up over. Over the dying, not corpse, but body of its rider, and it kind of licks the side of its head on his face. And then you can see it smell. As it kind of lowers its head.
Yeah, so me as a player, if anybody has a healing pot, we can bring it back up with that. Because I don't think anybody can do any healing.
No, but I can get creative. All right. I'm gonna see. I want to see how bad her condition is, and
Okay.
Check her
Roll a
wounds.
medicine check. Looks pretty bad.
like, is she bleeding profusely from one spot or like 50 spots? You know.
There's quite a few abrasions and jagged, torn pieces of flesh, and then a giant. Was it gourd or was it? No, actually, he was struck down by double claws. So there's basically a rake across one whole side where there's deep slashes that start on the side of the face, down the side of the neck, and into the chest. You can see ragged breaths. A little bit of gurgling.
Normally, I wouldn't want to waste valuable resources, but we might be fighting that cat if we don't bring her up.
Might as well.
I think you have one, Wolfen.
I do.
I'll let you get up there.
I'm gonna hand it to Gringus and make Gringus do it because he's already walked up to the cat.
I just sort of talk to the cat like I talk to my ravens. Hey, buddy. Who's a good kitty?
And see that it's a little bit of a whimper as its head's still lowered, and it's like taking its nose and just kind of nudging the side of her rider.
You can hand me that potion, Wolfen. I'll feed it to her.
Well, you can. I hand you the potion.
Yeah, so I give her the potion.
Okay. With the healing potion, roll 2d4 plus 4.
Okie dokie. Just roll it into that thing. 12.
Ooh, max.
I'll max on that.
So you pop the little stopper out of the top of the bottle, and you kind of cradle the head of the tiefling as you pour some of it in, and it's the gurgled breathing, where the wounds have actually got, especially in the side of the neck. Maybe it started gargling a little on its blood. The healing potion, as it is not actually dead. You can see as soon as some of it starts to enter the mouth, some of the wounds on the side of its neck start to close, ever so much. Still bleeding, still not in the best of health, but
As she kind of opens her eyes and starts to come through, I'm just like, calm your cat.
you can see the eyes open up, and then what was like really raspy literally almost sounds like she was drowning, with the gurgles. After she begins to drink, you can actually hear her take a full breath that doesn't seem inhibited by the blood or the liquid anymore, and her eyes pop open. What happened?
You got knocked down pretty early. You're okay. Cat's okay. You might want to tend to his wounds. We took care of the others.
And you see at this
he's
point
drunk.
the cat was nudging, and the eyes wide open, pop wide open, and you hear her talk. The cat, immediately like prickles up a little bit, and it almost grins, and then it just starts licking the face of her master over and over and over again. Oh, easy. I'm okay. She kind of gets up, pats the cat on the head, who's like kind of nuzzling up against her, which it's so big that the back of the cat is like shoulder high, and so this is just like this is a horse that just happens to be a cat. And she kind of pats it on its neck and says thank you. They would. Those things are unnaturally fast, even faster than rice pudding here.
How long have you had this one? How long did it take you to train?
Since they're pups, any later than that, and they don't imprint onto a master. This
So
one's been 3 years in the works. She's a wonderful companion. So, as you the people looking at the other cats, you know enough about Moormounders because they're pretty common in Jorhas as a mount, typically for military ranks of some sort, scouts especially, that kind of thing. They're not, your average Joe doesn't just have one as a pet or as a mount, and so it's generally reserved for those in the military. Is the only ones that can train them, can acquire them, breed them, that sort of thing. But these are not just feral. That razor bladed hide underneath, that isn't, maybe it's natural, maybe it's a mutation. They're a little larger than the cats normally are. They were definitely faster. And then there's something with their hide that does seem off. as though there's been something introduced into them, or some natural thing is, taking course where now they've gone from dangerous to something beyond that.
Can we collect samplings of the differences to take to the researchers at Bezazan?
Yeah, so Balzar rolled a survival check, and that's usually, like, if you wanted to, skin some of its hide, that kind of thing, particularly where those ridges are along its body, you could do that, yes.
Yeah. See, so what I've been doing while you guys were talking to the lady, I'm skinning some of the kitties, and then removing their tusks. Essentially.
And do you want to spend the time it would take to fully skin the entire animal?
No, I'm not filleting the animal. No.
Okay,
No,
yeah,
I want
this is
some
not
of that
like a
razor
string
fur,
it
man.
up
I'm
and.
like, this stuff is awesome. I want some of that razor fur.
Well, we're probably not going much anywhere else tonight. If you wanted to try to get some of that, if this pelt is somehow unnatural or rare, it could be
I'll take
valuable.
the time to skin the pelt while you guys sleep.
Are you a better survivalist than me?
Probably. Do I need to roll survival?
The process has started, but I would like you to roll one, not to see if you're successful, but how intact the pelt would be. And especially knowing some of the difficult. Oh, look at that!
Well, there you go.
Look at that!
You got them dainty hands.
I got a boar bounder rug from that one.
Now,
Yeah, now you got to carry it.
I have the weight.
That's what I was fixing to say. Now, let's imagine that we had a horse. We wanted to take the skin of a whole horse. How much would the hide weigh?
Non-dried.
Each-
laden-
Wait.
Yeah, each
Heavy
one
as
has
fuck.
probably 150 or 200
Are you
pounds.
googling how much would a horse hide weigh?
Yeah, especially, yeah, like I said, not dried, full, like, so you get the flesh off, but it's gonna be wet, so to speak. It's gonna be heavy. But you are successful at removing the pelts. So you have access, if y'all want to carry them, to bristled moorbounder pelts.
So that's the tiefling.
25 pounds for a tiger skin.
These are way bigger than a tiger.
And unnatural.
Just
Well, let's just say if they're
50 each. I don't know, like double it, right? That's still 50 each.
Is that pelt
that's a dried pelt.
fresh off the body or not? Because I've actually skinned
Ah.
deer in real life, and I can tell you the difference between dried hide and regular hide is double, triple easily of non-dried hide.
Well, that's for somebody else to worry about. You skinned them. You can take them if you want.
Yeah, I would say
Well, I wanna
I'd
take
probably call them I mean, let's call them 100 each. But that's probably how much they weigh.
So that's the tiefling. Where were you headed?
I was returning back with some urgent missives. Back to Jigao. That's the next town.
Jigao's about to get a lot of news. There was already a demon attack where there probably shouldn't have been one.
Demon attack? Where?
Well, the demon. It was 2 days from here.
Ezru?
Yeah, Ezra. We came across a group of soldiers fighting.
Gods
Ezra.
above.
So
These
you-
last few days. something's not right. Here, take this. It's the least I can offer for your help. Tell the next station you come across what you've done. They'll see that you're put into service and or paid for service rendered. But this is what I've got. And then hands over a little sack that has, let's see, how much does it have? 60 gold pieces.
We do aim to please. Okay, perked up at the gold. You're welcome to camp here with us. I don't believe we're going to be making much more progress tonight.
I don't have the time. I must be off.
Take care. Be safe.
Thank you for your time. All right, rice pudding, let's go. And then
Rice
you see,
pudding.
and then you see that. Oh yes, when you reach that station, tell them Justice sent you. And then immediately, just like in a single stride, grabs the reins and then kind of almost spurs along the cat as she goes to mount at the same time, and she's not even on the thing yet, and it's already 35 feet away as she's swinging over, holding on, and they're taking off at full charge. From a mechanical aspect, this one moves at 70 feet.
Kazan's really impressed with that, and have his raven land on him. It's like, did you see that?
And then she's gone.
I don't think I could turn you into one of those. Let me try someday. Just kind of talking to my raven. Turn around and see the rest.
High-five my echo.
Turn around and see the rest of the party all bloodied up, hacking into Cat.
So do you want to try to find respite here in the like this little dip around the bend?
Yeah, I suppose we can look around a little bit for a secure place.
Take about 15 pounds of cat meat. Ooh-ha.
Okay. Yeah, so I think that you're able to collect 3 intact good tusks, 2 pelts, and yeah, the meat is just, there's a lot of it, so it's, you can probably take some prime cuts and if you would want to eat it.
Oh, the unnatural monster meat. I don't know, does it smell and look like normal meat? Can I do an investigation on that meat?
Okay, go ahead. Roll an
Cosrin
investigation.
convinced me. I'm taking a pound of the meat. Just to
It doesn't. It's not bleeding that thick, viscous demon blood, is it?
It doesn't look like it is, that there's anything with viscous demon blood. But
I just
you have a feeling that something's still not right about these beasts.
I'll take a pound of it just to or half a pound.
They've all got rabies.
Yeah, for inspection purposes.
Maybe some demon rabies. We don't know.
Maybe more power. Maybe I need to eat more. Hulk up, like kitties did.
Maybe
And some
we could
heavy
use it like-
steroids.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'd eat the meat, but we can.
Some HGH. I don't know. So you do look around. So while Athena is spending the time to get the hide, and everyone's kind of looking around for an actual good place to set up camp. This is actually not a bad spot, kind of where we are. But off to the side, you can kind of tuck yourself in around the hill, even with a small fire. might protect you from some of the wind, and then even with a fire, you wouldn't be externally visible, all that far, and the water isn't pooled here or anything like that would be, unsatisfactory for a camp. Yep, and then
Brad, I was reading on the monk thing, and it says at 4th level, and it's optional, but you can tell me whether I have it or not, that I can spend 2 key points to do quickened healing on myself. Regain a
Okay.
number of hit points equal to the number rolled plus your proficiency bonus.
And that is your... Oh, wait. That's the wrong person. You do have a... Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. As an action, you can spend 2 key points and roll a martial. You regain a number of hit points equal to the number of rolled plus your proficiency bonus. Yeah. So, like,
Okay.
as an action, you can spend 2 key points. So you can do that mid-combat even. So
Okay,
instead
well,
of making an attack, if you were a desperate position, you could try to heal yourself a little bit by concentrating and harnessing your ki.
Well, that's what I try to do right now before I go and meditate.
Your martial arts die at level 4 is a d4, so roll a d4. Your proficiency is a +2, so you gain 5 hit points back. So you can do on your wounds, you can reduce that by 5. You can do that in your own character sheet. Just click on the box, even though it doesn't look like there's no cursor, and just type 37, I guess would be, yeah, you're at 42 wounds.
Perfect. Got it.
Alright, excellent. Okay, so we found a good place to camp. We set up another watch rotation. We get ready for the night. Thena's going to spend a good bit of the night where she's not meditating, curing and doing as much she can to reduce the weight of that hide. Okay, what else? Were you going to say something?
I will cast Unseen Servant to try to assist when she's done.
To assist. Okay, that's pretty cool. So the magical ghost-like servant is going to help her pick things up, carry it around.
Yeah.
Like this in the operating room, like scalpel, and then it's going to hand it to her or whatever as she needs any individual things. Okay, cool. That'll make it more likely that she can get as much done and reduce the weight as possible. That's good. Okay, so then we will take a long rest. We will come to now the 5th day, the beginning of the 5th day. And that is where we'll take a break.
Excellent.
What time you want us back, boss?
Find out where the long rest. There it is, and then everyone heals back up.
Oh, the long rest is enough for us to heal up?
Yep.
Hmm?
Yep.
Really?
So if you get enough to rest for 1 hour, then you can expend something called your hit die, which is like you have one of your, whenever you level up, you get a certain die's worth of hit points each time, and then so if you're level 4, you have 4 of these hit die to expend.
That's way easier to heal up than it used to be when a long time ago you would cure your wounds forever.
As long as you have positive health.
Okay.
As long as you have positive health when you take a long
Not
rest.
negative.
Or 0, specifically not 0. So like if you're at 0, you can be stabilized at 0 hit points, but you do not gain hit points back from resting unless you're at unless you're at positive when you take a long rest. But yeah, and then everyone heals back up. So let's take a break. It's 7:30. When we say let's just only take like 15 minutes, go grab a drink, bio, that kind of stuff, and then at 7:45 we'll come back.
Okay, thanks.
Okay.